welcome to Mythic Bedtime YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. The enchanted melody of the moon. In a realm beyond the stars, on the dark side of the moon, there existed a forest unknown to mankind. This forest, named Lunaria, was a place of magic and wonder. With trees bearing silver leaves and a crystal-clear lake that shimmered under the starlight, Lunaria was a sight to behold. Within the heart of Lunaria, there was a legend. Every year, on a night when the stars shone the brightest, a mysterious melody would emanate from the depths of the crystal lake. This melody, known as the Enchanted Melody of the Moon, had the power to grant the deepest wish of any listener. Among the inhabitants of Lunaria was a young butterfly named Lumi. With wings that sparkled like the night sky, Lumi was the smallest creature in Lunaria. But she had a dream bigger than anyone else's, to explore the vast expanse of the universe. On the night of the Enchanted Melody, Lumi perched by the lake, her heart filled with hope. As the first notes of the melody began to play, she closed her eyes and wished with all her might to have the power to travel beyond Lunaria. As the melody reached its crescendo, a brilliant light enveloped Lumi. When the light faded, Lumi found herself transformed. Her once delicate wings had grown vast and strong, shimmering with a million colors. She had been granted the gift of flight beyond the moon. With her newfound power, Lumi journeyed through the cosmos. She danced among the stars, soared through colorful nebulae, and even played with comets. Everywhere she went, she spread the magic of Lunaria, leaving a trail of stardust in her wake. But as time passed, Lumi began to feel a deep sense of loneliness. The universe, with all its beauty, felt empty without friends to share it with. So, she decided to return to Lunaria. When she arrived, she was greeted with a grand celebration. The creatures of Lunaria had missed her dearly and were overjoyed at her return. Lumi shared tales of her adventures, and the forest was filled with laughter and music. From that day on, Lumi became a beacon of hope in Lunaria. She taught the creatures of the forest that no dream was too big and that with hope and determination, anything was possible. And so, in the heart of the moon, the legend of Lumi, the butterfly who touched the stars, was born. Chapter 2: The Starlit Garden. Span class equals QL cursor / span. After Lumi's grand return to Lunaria, tales of her adventures spread far and wide. But with those tales came a sense of curiosity among the creatures of the forest. They began to wonder what lay beyond their moonlit home and if they, too, could experience the wonders of the universe. One evening, as Lumi was resting by the crystal lake, a young fox named Orion approached her. His fur was as black as the night, with tiny specks that glowed like distant stars. "Lumi," he began, "I've heard of your travels and I wish to see the universe, just as you did." Lumi looked at the eager fox and smiled. "The universe is vast and full of wonders, but it can also be lonely and dangerous. Are you sure you're ready for such a journey?" Orion nodded determinedly. "I may not have wings like you, but I have a heart full of curiosity and a desire to explore." Touched by Orion's passion, Lumi decided to help him. Using the magic she had acquired from her travels, she created a portal. This portal led to a place she had discovered on her journey, the Starlit Garden. The Starlit Garden was a floating island in the middle of the cosmos, where plants glowed with a soft luminescence, and rivers flowed with liquid starlight. It was a safe haven for any traveler of the universe. As Orion stepped through the portal, he was awestruck by the beauty of the garden. Trees with leaves of gold, flowers that sang lullabies, and creatures that sparkled like the night sky greeted him. He spent what felt like days exploring the garden, making new friends, and learning about the cosmos. But as he ventured further, he stumbled upon a hidden grove. In the center of this grove was a tree unlike any other. Its bark was made of crystals, and it bore fruits that looked like tiny galaxies. As Orion approached the tree, one of the fruits fell into his hands. The moment he touched it, visions filled his mind. He saw the birth of stars, the dance of galaxies, and the mysteries of the universe. It was overwhelming, but it also filled him with a profound sense of understanding. When he returned to Lunaria, he brought with him a sapling from the starlit garden. With Lumi's help, they planted it in the heart of the forest. The tree grew rapidly, and soon, fruits bearing the knowledge of the universe were available to all of Lunaria. The creatures of Lunaria, with the wisdom of the cosmos at their fingertips, flourished. They built magnificent structures, created beautiful art, and lived in harmony with the universe. And so, Lumi and Orion, the butterfly and the fox, became legends not just as explorers, but as the ones who brought the universe to Lunaria. Chapter 3: The Cosmic Dance. As Lunaria flourished with the knowledge and wonders of the universe, it began to attract attention from other celestial beings. Among them was Lyria, a star nymph from a distant galaxy. With hair that shimmered like a cascade of shooting stars and eyes that held the depth of nebulae, she was a being of pure cosmic energy. Lyria had heard tales of Lunaria's transformation and was drawn to its magic. When she arrived, she was welcomed with awe and wonder. The creatures of Lunaria had never seen a being quite like her. Lumi and Orion approached her, offering their friendship. In return, Lyria shared stories of her home, a place where stars were born, and galaxies danced in an eternal ballet. As days turned into nights, Lyria noticed something. Even with all its newfound knowledge and wonders, Lunaria lacked one thing: music. In her galaxy, music was the essence of life. It was the rhythm to which stars pulsated and galaxies revolved. Determined to share this gift, Lyria invited everyone to the Crystal Lake one starry night. As the inhabitants of Lunaria gathered, she began to sing. Her voice was ethereal, resonating with the very frequencies of the cosmos. As she sang, the waters of the lake began to ripple, and the trees swayed in rhythm. Unable to resist, Lumi began to flutter her wings, creating a melody that complemented Lyria's song. Orion, with his starlit fur, danced around, leaving trails of stardust in his wake. Soon, the entire forest joined in. The flowers hummed, the winds whistled, and even the oldest trees tapped their roots in rhythm. It was a celebration like no other, a true cosmic dance. As dawn approached, and the music faded, a profound sense of unity enveloped Lunaria. The creatures realized that while knowledge and wonders were essential, it was music and dance that truly brought souls together. Grateful for the gift she had brought to them, the inhabitants of Lunaria created a special place for Lyria, a grove where the plants shimmered in tune with cosmic frequencies, and the air was always filled with music. Lyria, touched by their gesture, chose to stay in Lunaria, making it her second home. And so, the forest on the dark side of the moon became a beacon of music, drawing beings from across the universe to partake in its cosmic dance. Chapter 4: The Shadows Whisper. While Lunaria thrived with music, dance, and cosmic knowledge, its rapid transformation did not go unnoticed by the darker forces of the universe. In the farthest reaches of the cosmos, in a place where no light reached, there existed a realm known as the Abyss. The Abyss was home to the shadows, ethereal beings who thrived in silence and stillness. The leader of the shadows, Obsidian, became curious about the tales of a moonlit forest filled with music and light. He decided to visit Lunaria to see it for himself. However, unlike other visitors, Obsidian did not announce his arrival. Instead, he silently observed from the fringes, his presence masked by his shadowy form. As he watched the creatures of Lunaria dance and sing, a feeling unfamiliar to him began to stir: envy. He envied their joy, their unity, and the light that seemed to emanate from them. In the abyss, there was no music, no laughter, only eternal silence. One night, Obsidian approached Orion, who was gazing at the stars. Using his powers, Obsidian whispered doubts into Orion's mind. Do you not wonder why you, among all creatures, were chosen to see the universe? Do you not feel isolated, different from the rest? Orion, influenced by the shadow's whispers, began to feel a growing sense of loneliness and doubt. He distanced himself from the others, often wandering the forest alone, lost in thought. Lumi noticed her friend's change in behavior and grew concerned. She approached Lyria, seeking her wisdom. Lyria, with her cosmic intuition, sensed the presence of Obsidian and his influence on Orion. Together, Lumi and Lyria devised a plan to confront Obsidian and free Orion from his doubts. They invited all of Lunaria to gather at the Crystal Lake for a ceremony of unity and light. As the ceremony began, Lyria sang a song so powerful that it resonated through the very fabric of the cosmos. Lumi, using her magic, amplified the song, creating a beacon of light that pierced even the darkest corners of the universe. The intense light and music weakened Obsidian, forcing him to reveal himself. As he stood at the edge of the lake, the creatures of Lunaria surrounded him, not with hostility, but with compassion. Lyria approached the Shadow Leader and spoke, "Obsidian, the light of Lunaria is not just for us, but for all. Even the abyss can be touched by music and joy." Moved by her words and the genuine warmth of Lunaria's inhabitants, Obsidian's heart began to change. The envy and bitterness melted away, replaced by a desire to bring a semblance of light and music to the abyss. With Lunaria's help, Obsidian returned to the abyss, introducing soft melodies and gentle lights to his realm. The shadows, for the first time, experienced a hint of joy. And so, the bond between Lunaria and the abyss was forged, a testament to the power of understanding, compassion, and the universal language of music. Chapter 5: The Celestial Voyage. With the union of Lunaria and the abyss, the forest's reputation as a beacon of harmony spread even further across the cosmos. Tales of its wonders reached the Celestial City, a floating metropolis among the stars where beings of pure energy, known as Celestials, resided. Intrigued by the stories, Celestia, the Queen of the Celestials, decided to embark on a voyage to Lunaria. Her ship, the Star Voyager, was a magnificent vessel made of crystalline structures and powered by starlight. As the Star Voyager descended upon Lunaria, its brilliance illuminated the entire forest. The creatures gathered, gazing in awe at the magnificent ship and the radiant queen who stepped out. Celestia, with her flowing robes made of cosmic winds and a crown that twinkled with constellations, greeted Lumi, Orion, Lyria, and Obsidian. "I have traveled far to witness the harmony of Lunaria and to learn from its wisdom," she proclaimed. In honor of her visit, a grand feast was organized. The crystal lake reflected the colors of the cosmos, and the air was filled with melodies from every corner of the universe. As the night progressed, Celestia shared tales of the celestial city, of cosmic events, and of ancient beings that shaped the universe. In return, Lumi and her friends shared their adventures, the challenges they faced, and the bonds they forged. Celestia was particularly moved by the story of Obsidian and the transformation of the abyss. As dawn approached, Celestia made a proposal. "In honor of the unity and harmony that Lunaria represents, I wish to invite representatives from this forest to the Celestial City. There, we will hold a grand convergence, where beings from all over the cosmos will come together to share knowledge and celebrate unity." Lumi, Orion, Lyria, and Obsidian were chosen as the ambassadors of Lunaria. They embarked on the Star Voyager, setting course for the Celestial City. The journey was filled with wonders as they traveled through star clusters, nebulae, and even witnessed the birth of a star. Upon reaching the celestial city, they were greeted with grandeur. The city was a marvel of cosmic architecture, with towers that touched the stars and bridges made of moonbeams. The grand convergence was a spectacle like no other. Beings from different galaxies shared their stories, showcased their cultures, and celebrated the vastness and diversity of the cosmos. Lunaria's tale became a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of unity, understanding, and the magic that arises when different worlds come together. After the convergence, Lumi and her friends returned to Lunaria, their hearts filled with memories and their minds enriched with knowledge. They had not only represented their home but had also become symbols of hope and unity in a vast universe. Chapter 6: Echoes of Time. With the memories of the celestial city still fresh in their minds, life in Lunaria resumed its harmonious rhythm. However, the universe, in all its vastness and mystery, had more secrets to unveil. One evening, as the silver leaves of Lunaria rustled in the cosmic wind, a mysterious artifact appeared by the crystal lake. It was an ancient hourglass, its sands shimmering with colors unknown to the creatures of the forest. The hourglass pulsed with an energy that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of time itself. Curious about its origin, Lumi and her friends gathered around the artifact. As they touched it, the sands within began to swirl, and the hourglass emitted a soft glow. Suddenly, visions of Lunaria's distant past and possible futures flashed before their eyes. They saw the early days of Lunaria, when the forest was young and the crystal lake was just a mere droplet. They witnessed the challenges the forest faced, the beings it encountered, and the growth it underwent over eons. But the visions didn't stop at the present. They continued into the future, showing Lunaria evolving into a cosmic sanctuary, a hub where beings from different dimensions and timelines converged. They saw future generations of Lunaria's inhabitants, each carrying forward the legacy of unity and harmony. However, amidst these visions, a darker future also emerged. A future where Lunaria's essence was threatened by a force that sought to disrupt the balance of the cosmos. Shaken by the revelations, Lumi and her friends realized that the hourglass was not just an artifact but a gift, a tool to help them safeguard Lunaria's destiny. Determined to understand more, they consulted with Lyria, who, with her cosmic intuition, sensed the hourglass's origin. "This," she whispered, "is the Echoes of Time, an ancient relic that connects the past, present, and future. It has chosen Lunaria as its guardian." With the knowledge of what lay ahead, the inhabitants of Lunaria united like never before. They fortified their bonds, shared their strengths, and prepared for any challenges the future might hold. Orion, with his connection to the stars, charted paths to distant realms, seeking allies. Obsidian, harnessing the depths of the abyss, brought forth protective shadows to shield Lunaria. Lyria, with her melodies, wove spells of protection, while Lumi's light became a beacon, guiding lost souls to the sanctuary of Lunaria. As days turned into nights and nights into days, Lunaria stood strong, its essence echoing through time, ready to face any challenge, with the hourglass at its heart, ensuring that the forest's legacy would endure for eons to come. Chapter 7: The Luminary Nexus. The Echoes of Time, with its revelations, had prepared Lunaria for challenges, but it also hinted at a greater destiny. Whispers began to spread about the Luminary Nexus, a cosmic crossroad where energies of various realms converged. Legends spoke of its power to amplify the essence of any domain connected to it. Lumi, with her insatiable curiosity, felt a pull towards this legend. If Lunaria could connect to the Luminary Nexus, its message of unity and harmony could resonate across realms, potentially preventing the foreseen darker future. Gathering a team of Lunaria's finest, Orion with his celestial navigation, Lyria with her cosmic melodies, and Obsidian with his protective shadows, they embarked on a new quest. Their journey took them through uncharted territories. They navigated through the spiral nebulae, where stars spiraled in mesmerizing patterns, crossed the silent void, a space where no sound existed, and ventured into the luminous labyrinth, a maze made of pure light. After what felt like both moments and millennia, they arrived at the heart of the luminary nexus. It was a breathtaking sight, swirling vortexes of energy, portals to unknown realms, and a pulsating cord that held the balance of the nexus. However, connecting Lunaria to the nexus was no simple task. It required a harmony of elements. Lyria began to sing, her voice resonating with the core's frequency. Orion, using stardust, drew intricate patterns, creating a celestial map that linked Lunaria to the nexus. Obsidian summoned shadows to protect the team from the overwhelming energies. And Lumi, channeling the essence of Lunaria, became the bridge between the forest and the nexus. As the connection was established, a surge of energy enveloped them. The essence of Lunaria, its stories, its lessons, its hopes, began to flow through the nexus, touching every realm connected to it. Realms that had once been in conflict sought peace, inspired by Lunaria's message. Lost souls found their way, guided by the beacon of the forest. The universe, in all its vastness, felt a little more connected, a little more unified. Returning to Lunaria, the heroes were celebrated not just for their bravery but for their vision. The forest, now a central node in the luminary nexus, became a hub of cosmic diplomacy, knowledge exchange, and interstellar unity. And as the cycles of time continued, Lunaria's legacy as the heart of the cosmos was solidified, its light forever shining, guiding, and uniting. Chapter 8: The Dreamweaver's Tapestry. As Lunaria's influence spread throughout the cosmos, it drew the attention of Seraphel, the Dreamweaver. Residing in the ethereal realm of Somnus, Seraphel wove dreams and nightmares, shaping the subconscious of countless beings across dimensions. Intrigued by Lunaria's tales of unity and harmony, Seraphel decided to visit the forest in her ethereal form, a shimmering silhouette with wings made of gossamer threads that captured dreams. Upon her arrival, the creatures of Lunaria, although initially startled by the ethereal presence, soon felt a comforting calm. Dreams, both beautiful and haunting, danced around Seraphel, giving glimpses into the hopes and fears of beings from distant realms. Lumi, always the diplomat, approached Seraphel, offering a warm welcome. In return, the Dreamweaver shared her purpose: "I weave the dreams of the universe, capturing hopes, aspirations, fears, and regrets." But Lunaria's story, its message of unity, has created a new tapestry of dreams, a collective hope for a harmonious future. As nights passed, Seraphel and the inhabitants of Lunaria collaborated. Under the canopy of silver trees, they created a grand tapestry that depicted Lunaria's journey, its challenges, triumphs, and the dreams it inspired. However, as the tapestry neared completion, a challenge arose. The tapestry was not just a mere depiction, it held the power to influence dreams across the cosmos. And with that power came the risk of it falling into the wrong hands, potentially turning dreams into endless nightmares. Recognizing the danger, Obsidian proposed a solution. Using the protective powers of the abyss, he created a safeguard, a shadow barrier that would shield the tapestry from malicious intent. With the tapestry protected, Seraphel added the final touch, a luminescent thread that connected every dream to Lunaria, ensuring that the forest's message of hope and unity would always find its way into the dreams of beings, no matter how distant. As a token of gratitude, Lunaria gifted Seraphel a fragment of the echoes of time, allowing her to weave dreams not just of the present but also of potential futures, giving dreamers glimpses of what could be if they followed the path of unity. Seraphel returned to Somnus, her realm enriched by the experiences and lessons of Lunaria. And Lunaria, with its new tapestry, became a beacon in the dreamscapes of countless beings, its story of unity and hope forever etched in the dreams of the cosmos. Chapter 9: The Ethereal Voyage. with the tapestry of dreams safeguarded and Lunaria's influence echoing in the dreams of countless beings, a new horizon beckoned. The ether, a realm of pure energy and thought, untouched and uncharted, called out to the brave souls of Lunaria. Aria, the guardian of ether, sent an invitation. A translucent, floating orb arrived at Lunaria, pulsating with soft light and resonating with a gentle hum. The orb carried a message: to the beings of Lunaria, your tales of unity have reached the ether. We invite you to journey to our realm, to share your stories and to experience the boundless expanse of pure energy. Lumi, Orion, Lyria, and Obsidian, ever the adventurers, decided to embark on this new voyage. Using the orb as their guide, they set forth into the unknown. The journey to the ether was unlike any they had experienced before. They traveled not through space but through layers of consciousness, transcending physical forms and becoming beings of pure energy. Upon their arrival, they were greeted by Aria, a radiant entity that seemed to be both everywhere and nowhere at once. The ether was a realm of floating islands made of crystallized thoughts, rivers of emotions, and skies painted with memories. Aria guided them through the realm, showing them the wonders of the ether. They witnessed the birth of ideas, the convergence of emotions, and the dance of memories. It was a realm where thoughts took form, and emotions had colors. As they ventured deeper, they reached the core of ether, a place where the most profound thoughts and emotions converged. Here, they were presented with a challenge: to contribute to the ether by crystallizing Lunaria's essence into a singular thought. Drawing from their experiences, the challenges they overcame, the bonds they forged, and the dreams they inspired, they focused their energies. And from that concentration, a new island began to form in the ether, an island that represented hope, unity, and the endless potential of collaboration. Their mission accomplished, Aria thanked them. Lunaria's essence has enriched the ether, providing a beacon of hope and unity in a realm of endless thoughts and emotions. As a token of gratitude, Aria gifted them with ethereal crystals, gems that held the power to tap into the ether, allowing them to access the collective consciousness of the universe. Returning to Lunaria, our heroes brought with them not only the ethereal crystals but also tales of a realm where thoughts took form and emotions painted the skies. And Lunaria, with its ever-expanding legacy, became a nexus of realms, bridging the physical, the dreamlike, and the ethereal. Chapter 10: The Cosmic Confluence. Years turned into decades, and decades into centuries. Lunaria, with its rich tapestry of experiences and connections to various realms, had become a cosmic sanctuary. The forest thrived as a nexus of knowledge, emotions, dreams, and energies. However, as with all tales, there comes a moment of reflection, a time to gather and celebrate the journey. Sensing the need for such a convergence, Lumi proposed a grand gathering, a cosmic confluence. A celebration where beings from all realms connected to Lunaria would come together to share, learn, and rejoice. Invitations were sent across the cosmos, to the celestials, the inhabitants of the abyss, the dreamers of Somnus, and the entities of the ether. The response was overwhelming. The universe, it seemed, was eager to partake in Lunaria's grand celebration. The day of the confluence was a spectacle like no other. The crystal lake mirrored the vastness of the universe, with stars shimmering on its surface. The silver trees were adorned with lights from the celestial city, shadows from the abyss danced playfully, dreams from Somnus floated in the air, and the energies of the ether pulsated throughout the forest. Lyria and Seraphel orchestrated a symphony of cosmic melodies, while Obsidian and Aria choreographed a dance of light and shadow. Orion, with his celestial map, created a cosmic observatory, allowing attendees to gaze upon distant galaxies and nebulae. Lumi, the heart and soul of Lunaria, took center stage. With a voice filled with emotion, she recounted their journey, from the humble beginnings of Lunaria to its evolution as a cosmic beacon. She spoke of challenges faced, friendships forged, and the endless wonders of the universe. As the night deepened, a moment of profound unity enveloped everyone. Beings from different realms, with varied experiences and backgrounds, realized that despite their differences, they were all part of a grand cosmic tapestry. The confluence culminated with the release of luminescent butterflies, each carrying a wish or a dream into the vast expanse of the universe. It was a symbol of hope, a promise that the legacy of Lunaria would continue to inspire for eons to come. As dawn approached, and the beings began their journeys back to their realms, a serene calm settled over Lunaria. The forest, with its rich history and connections, stood as a testament to the power of unity, understanding, and the magic of exploration. And so, in the heart of the cosmos, on the dark side of the moon, the legend of Lunaria, the forest that touched the stars, dreams, emotions, and the very essence of existence, was eternally etched. The end.